Good afternoon. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Chad Silver, Jalen Gilkey, Monique Robinson, and Eric Tilton, who's out having all the fun today.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching on air, online, Roku, and Fire Stick. Eric, we put him on assignment today. It's a very big day for the city of Greensboro. Tonight is opening night of Wicked. It's a moment that's been nearly a decade in the making. I know you were excited, Eric.
I mean, this is a big deal. That's right, Chad. You know, a lot of folks forget that literally for 10 years they've been talking about this. Tanger Center's coming. Where, you know, in the beginning they were calling it a performing arts center. Then we got a name for it. Finally, this is it. And if you want to do things big, you do it big. And Wicked is one of the biggest shows, and it's only appropriate that it's the opening Broadway show for the Performing Arts Center. This is the same show that won 33 Tonys and was nominated for 64. It's huge. We've been noticing people coming up all day long. In fact, I see a lady over here right now who's trying to get her ticket. Ticket office, by the way, in case you're wondering, it's around the corner. We're standing at Abe Brenner Boulevard right here in front of the Tanger. You have to walk around the corner to get your tickets. But this is also interesting. Right over here, and they have these all over the outside, you can get your tickets from a mobile standpoint by just scanning that using the Ticketmaster app or a website that it takes you to. And you can have your ticket there, so you don't have to worry about carrying the ticket around and did I lose it, did I not lose it. These are everywhere for you to get in. I can tell you they're saying that there are some tickets left, not many, so if you're interested you need to get out here very soon. I think they start in the 30s for price range and they go up from there, but this is a huge performance. They'll be here for another week or two, so you do have a little bit of time, but from what we're hearing, these tickets are flying off the shelves. In just a little bit we'll talk about the impact the Tanger Center is having on downtown.
All right, as Eric was mentioning, there are some tickets left for tonight, but there are still tickets available for most shows. Find them on Tanger's website or Ticketmaster. Again, they start around $33. Other shows like Dear Evan Hansen and Hamilton will also come to Greensboro. Dear Evan Hansen is the next Broadway show. It opens on December 7th. Hamilton will be here in early April. Individual tickets for that tour are not on sale just yet.
It seems like we can't even go a week without a school safety concern in the Triad. So what is the solution? On Monday, a gun was found on the Northeast Guilford High School campus. 2 minors are facing charges in that case. On Sunday, a threat to High Point Central High School was reported and a juvenile arrested. Guilford County school officials say building good relationships between students and staff can help to keep schools safe.
It's also my department's relationships with the principals and the principals' relationships with their staffs that are going to keep us safe. So that is the number one thing I'm building now. Almost call it a listening tour. I'm walking around and really trying to get to know what the principals need to keep their campuses safe.
Richie says they are considering security changes like clear or no bags at school and athletic events, but have not yet made a decision. Texas authorities arrested a student they believe may be responsible for injuring other students in a school shooting. This afternoon, Timberview High School in Arlington went into lockdown after someone fired off rounds on the second floor of the school. Of the 4 injured, 2 were students and the third may be a teacher. Information about the 4th victim was not released.
Hey, check out the encouraging drop in one of our local coronavirus numbers today. This graph from Cone Health shows how many coronavirus patients it's treating in its facilities. Look all the way at the end over here. You see that big drop? Yeah, this number went down 15 overnight. Let me zoom in so you can get a closer look at this. Brad, will you advance this graph one more here? There it is right there. Look at this. That is quite a drop. Yesterday, Cone was reporting 138 patients. Today, it's at 123. Now, Cone hasn't reported a number this low since August 24th, a month and a half ago. Meantime, AstraZeneca has requested emergency use approval for a first-of-its-kind antibody treatment to prevent COVID-19. The drug would likely be limited to people with compromised immune systems. AstraZeneca's treatment would be used as a preventative measure. The FDA stressed antibody drugs are not a substitute for vaccinations. Researchers concluded AstraZeneca's treatment reduced the risk of developing symptoms by 77%.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. 3 people still wanted for stealing a car with a baby inside in Greensboro. An Amber Alert was activated after the car was stolen from the Great Stops gas station off West Market Street Monday night. The child was missing for 5 hours and was later found safe in High Point at an apartment complex. Police shared these surveillance videos of 2 of the suspects Surveillance is not available for the third person. The suspects are believed to be driving in a black Nissan with Georgia tags. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. A use of force expert says the man accused of shooting 3 people during a protest over police brutality in Wisconsin was justified in his actions. The defense called the expert for testimony at a pretrial hearing yesterday. The expert says video demonstrates Kyle Rittenhouse may have believed he was close to being assaulted, therefore acting in self-defense. Rittenhouse is charged with multiple counts, including homicide. His trial is scheduled to begin November 1st. Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco says the Justice Department will review its decision to not criminally charge 2 former agents involved in the Larry Nassar sexual abuse investigation. Former USA gymnast responded to a report released by the department's Office of the Inspector General involved in the case. That report concluded that FBI agents at the Indianapolis field office failed to handle the 2015 investigation multiple times.
It's Wednesday, hump day. We've made it halfway through the week and another day with mostly cloudy skies. That's one thing for certain everyone has seen is about a cloud or two. This is a look at temperatures across the triad. 72 in Greensboro on the cooler side of things, where shower activity has just made its way through or continuing to make its way through, depending on what part of Guilford County you're in. But you can see the locations that are not seeing rainfall are much warmer in the upper 70s. This is a look right now at downtown Greensboro. You can see that cloud cover really making its way through. Pockets of sunshine here and there, but for the most part, everyone has been dealing with the cloud cover, some of which have producing very heavy rainfall, and then other cases just a light drizzle, but definitely a day where you're going to need the umbrella. This is a live look at our satellite and radar where we're seeing that shower activity picking up in parts of the triad. Again, not everyone's seeing rainfall, and this radar doesn't speak to a washout. We're seeing scattered showers and storms, but there's certainly some activity on our radar. When we zoom out to the wider view, we're seeing more activity, greater activity when we look down to our south across Georgia, South Carolina, all in this counterclockwise rotation. This area of low pressure really helping to pump in that moisture and also the tropical feels. We get these winds out of the southeast for today, and if you think about anywhere south of us, that means more like tropical air. So that's why we're getting these dew points, making for very uncomfortable feels. Although the 70s are there, which speak to the fall temperatures, the humidity not so much, allowing for uncomfortable feels when you walk out the door. Now, more details on the shower chances and overall weekend forecast. I'll have all the answers to you coming up.
It's the day of giving at the Carolina Classic Fair. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office is handing out stuffed animals to kids with special needs as part of Special Education Day. The Crisis Control Ministry is hosting a food drive to provide groceries for families in need. If you donate 5 non-perishable food items, you get in for free, and there is no limit to the number of tickets you can get.
Exciting news for Guilford County Animal Services is preparing to open up a brand new facility that they say is much needed. The director says the current animal shelter on West Wendover Avenue is run down with many structural issues. The new facility is larger and located right around the corner on Guilford College Road. It is designed to make animals feel more comfortable and relaxed. It also includes a number of medical facilities such as a spay and neuter suite, surgery prep areas, and an animal ICU.
The housing or the enclosures here are much more humane, much more, they're brighter, the air exchange, it's just going to be a better environment for our dogs and cats while they stay with us.
Ortega says the moving process starts at the end of this month. They hope to be ready to provide services by early November. Reports show 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men in the U.S. will suffer abuse from an intimate partner. In honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, a mother-daughter duo in Greensboro is sharing their story of abuse and helping others get the help they need.
Why are you so silly?
Brenda White and her daughter Latia have a close bond. They say they've experienced everything together.
Golden.
The good.
That's my motto.
And the ugly.
We were pretty outgoing and just fun. Like, no one would look at us and say, I bet they're being abused. No one would look at us and say that.
The pair says the abuse started in 2007 when Latia was in college, when she tried to stop her stepfather from hitting her mom.
He then pushed me down, got on top of me, and started hitting me in my face. And so he ended up cracking my skull. So I had a hairline fracture in my skull.
They say after the attack, the physical abuse subsided, but escalated 5 years later in April of 2012. That's when Brenda says her now ex-husband tried to kill her.
I had gone to work, regular work day, came home and started doing laundry, and my ex-husband came in and just started stabbing. Went to the back, got a cord, came back, dragged me over to the oven door and tied me up. And just left me there to die.
She says with prayer, she was able to escape, and a neighbor called 911.
I was stabbed 10 times. I was stabbed twice to my chest, my face, my arm.
As survivors of domestic violence, Brenda and Latia use their voices to advocate and motivate others to live free from abuse. Throughout October, they are collecting new and gently used pieces of luggage for shelters and crisis centers in North Carolina.
Individuals who come to the shelter and they don't have anything to put their belongings in, what little belongings they may have. And then if they get some items that are donated, they have nothing to put them in but a trash bag. And I don't want them to feel like they're trash.
They say something as small as a duffel bag can go a long way.
Because I think the luggage represents a symbol of moving on. It represents a symbol of hope. It represents a symbol of I'm going somewhere else.
Anyone interested in donating luggage can drop them off at Mount Tabor United Methodist in Greensboro on October 16th. I'll have all those details up on our website.
Geez, it's horrific that they have that kind of bond, you know, for that reason. But I mean, thank goodness they have each other to, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, they had such joyous smiles that when they were telling the story, it was like, okay, what are we talking about? Like, you were stabbed 10 times. It's like really remarkable. When you were sitting in on that interview, how did that, how did that all go?
I just took it all in. I was just amazed by, I told the mother, I said, for you to have gone through something like this with your daughter and you're able to share your story with so much poise, what motivates you to do that? And she just says, if she can share her story and help others that are in that situation, then she knows she's doing good. But obviously, she said a lot of counseling and a lot of support from family has gotten them to where they are today.
Yeah, wow. I think when she said the line about the luggage is a symbol of moving on, I thought that was just so powerful. But, God definitely did help them in that situation. I know she said prayer worked in that situation. We're so grateful that they're able to help others now.
And I think they will be able to help a lot of people, especially if they get so many donations.
Absolutely. And again, all of those details are up on our website. We'll be right back.
What's up, Bald Eagle? I'm here. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Does he play that for you?
Yeah, because I call him the Bald Eagle.
Oh, I was like wondering where that noise would come from every day.
Yeah, he found that one day and he's never let it go. Yodelay, yodelay.
One North Carolina A&T student is taking advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime this weekend. The Carolina Panthers picked Victor Solomon to sing the national anthem at Sunday's Panther game. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey spoke to Solomon about his excitement. How's he feeling about this?
Well, he told me he wasn't as nervous as I thought he would have been, but the name Victor Solomon, it might be familiar to you. This breakout superstar made his name on one of America's favorite singing competitions this year. But this Aggie senior is back in Greensboro finishing his degree, and this Sunday he'll be doing something very, very special.
Just being selected to sing the national anthem for the NFL in general is a huge accomplishment in my book. You know, I'm really excited. I'm really grateful for it. To be on a national platform like that is, again, God is continuing to open up doors in my life, and I'm super excited. So.
If you see Victor Solomon on the campus of North Carolina A&T, you'd think he was just a regular college student doing the best he can to graduate. But he has a talent that's undeniably impressive.
I don't need words, you don't need to say it, just go with the feel.
I first discovered my love for singing when I was about 6 years old. I was in the room with my sister and we were just playing around. And, you know, we were just singing and she was like, Victor, you sound like the people in the videos. And from that moment on, man, I was just like, you know what? I love singing.
This Sunday, Victor will perform the national anthem at Bank of America Stadium in front of 75,000 Panther fans.
Yeah, NFL Stadium will be the biggest platform in person that I've performed in front of. I will say that right now at the moment I'm not nervous. I'm just really excited to go out there and sing to the best of my capability and, you know, just continue to open doors and bring forth more opportunities for my career.
And Victor also told me that he's working on some new original music that should be coming out soon. So I'll attach links to all his social media platforms if you want to follow him there in my web store on WFMYnews2.com.
I'll definitely check that out.
What a cool honor, but I mean, it is something that you've got to be a special kind of person to be able to get in front of all those people.
75,000 and then sing, like expose yourself. That's what it is, exposing your inner self. Like,
and that's not an easy song to sing.
I've seen many fail.
Yeah, same. I mean, there's a lot of high notes, but he has the talent. He sounded amazing in that clip you had in your story, and I'm excited to see what he does next.
Absolutely. I'm just so happy for Victor, just to see the way he's blown up these last few months, and just to see that, you know, he told me that it was so important that he keeps God first because that's where all this originated from, him singing in the choir. So for him to honor the Lord with his talents and share it with the world is just something I'm just ecstatic to see.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's great. I'm also now thinking about like the delay when you're singing, right? You're gonna hear the delay in the speak. I mean, I think you just got. There's so many things that will go wrong for me.
He's a pro, so he's got it. Yeah. He's been doing this. He does this.
Monique.
Well, it seems like some Aggies have been doing some great things over the past several weeks. Congratulations to Victor. This is a look at water vapor imagery. I know you're probably like, what is going on here? This is just looking at the moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and they're kind of swirling in this counterclockwise rotation. That's because it's describing the rotation of an upper level system, an upper level low pressure system. Sometimes we see these at the surface in that same exact pattern, and that's what we're seeing here even with our shower and storm activity. We're seeing it all rotate in this counterclockwise rotation. The atmosphere kind of moves down at levels, kind of doing the same picture but with different things. We're looking at moisture in the upper levels, and then at the surface we're also looking at shower and storm activity. You can see this area of low pressure depicted here on this graph, but there's also some other features that are nearby that are aiding in the shower and storm activity we're seeing here at home. This backdoor cold front dropping a little bit further south, increasing the chance of showers and storms. And then when I step out here, you see this stationary front that's dropping further south, which is also increasing the chance of showers and storms across Georgia and South Carolina. I haven't yet shown that 7-day, but coming up, I will.
Have you ever experienced one negative attack after another? There was a time I could remember that every time I had settled into a place of security, life would deal me another blow. It is hard to maneuver through life when dealing with objections intended to wage war against you. Maybe you're watching this and you're in a place in your life where it seems that everything and anything has waged war against you. I have been there. I remember thinking maybe I deserved it, so I stopped fighting. But one day I decided I was not created to just suffer pain. I was created to fulfill purpose. We don't know why life delivers unexpected blows, but we are strong enough to endure. If you search within you, you will find the champion that learned and that knows how important it is to get back up when you get knocked down. The fall doesn't destroy you, staying down does.
In the next 3 weekends. Cat Williams is funny.
Cat Williams is very funny.
Hello there. We are discussing the comic value of Cat Williams just now. Are we in a box for me? Are we in an O box or anything? Or double box? Okay, all right.
It is a day many have waited a very long time for. Wicked premieres at the Tanger Center in downtown Greensboro tonight. Eric, it is incredible to think how long this day has been in the making. I know you're excited, fans are excited, even the cast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're talking 10 years in the making. We've been waiting for this forever. Now, if you're going to have a show this big, then you got to have a big personality to carry it off. And I'm going to tell you this, the music is the soul of this show, right? So you got to have a big voice, and they have just the right person. So I was lucky enough earlier in the week to catch up with the star here. She plays the lead role. Her name is Talia Suskauer. She's incredible. And she talked with me a little bit about her background, this show, and her experiences with North Carolina.
Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea.
It's an absolute honor to play a role that has been played by so many incredible women. Truly like a lineage of unbelievable talents that I've looked up to my entire performing life. I saw the show when I was younger, when I was a kid with my mom and my sister on Broadway. And I looked at that green girl on stage and I said, I want to do that. I absolutely want to do that. And here we are.
Tell them how I am defying gravity.
I joined the company of Wicked in 2019 and took over as Elphaba. I will say I'm afraid of heights. So
Probably should have taken that into consideration before, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's really the most incredible feeling, and I love to fly. And in terms of theatrical spectacle, it might be one of the most incredible spectacles that we have in modern musical theater. It's really an incredible challenge each night to step into those boots and try to take it on. When I was younger, my family would take us up to Asheville. Actually, the very first time I saw snow was in Boone. That was a very, very incredible experience for me, and I'll never forget it. So I love the state. I'm happy to be back.
It's a wonderful show, and I'm telling you, her voice, you heard those clips, it's incredible. Tickets are still available, we hear, even later in the month. This runs from tonight all the way through October 24th, so you have time to get out and enjoy it, and the Tanger Center is beautiful on the inside. Coming up in just a little bit, guys, we'll talk about what this means to downtown Greensboro. Stick around, the 4 to 5 continues.
Hello. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
Hello. Walk in out to the set, touch, and then by the ham for a chat afterwards. Oh, yeah, this, whew, why is it popping? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow, it's popping. My lip. Mic check, maybe the pops was, it's still popping. I'm not touching it or anything either. Oh, someone was a shorty standing here. Checking the mic check. It's still popping a little bit. Okay, oh wow. Okay. Talking. Oh. Here, let me switch. You get. There we go.
Good afternoon, I am Chad Silber, and we have quite the cast of characters today. Lauren Coleman, Eric Chilton, Jalen Gilkey, Monique Robinson.
Yep, we're all here today, and remember, you can watch us on air, you can watch us online, Roku, Fire Stick, Facebook, we got so many options.
That's right.
But lots to discuss today. We do want to jump into one of our big stories. Texas authorities arrested the student they believe may be responsible for injuring other students in a school shooting at Timberview High School in Arlington this afternoon. The school went into lockdown after someone fired off rounds on the second floor of the school. We are learning the shooting happened after a fight broke out. Now, officials are now reuniting families with their children. The lockdown has been lifted.
No doubt we have seen our fair share of shootings and weapons on campus. Guilford County School Superintendent Dr. Sharon Contreras is urging everyone to help tackle the problem. It comes after an SRO found a gun at Northeast Guilford High School this week. 2 students were arrested. Investigators say they found the stolen gun in a car thanks to a tip from a student. Afterward, Dr. Contreras wrote, "We need more help from parents, community leaders, and policymakers. Guns are too easy for children to get, and as we see in news reports, there are far too many in the hands of children in North Carolina. Crime rates are going up. This was true before the pandemic and is more true now. The fact that this trend is statewide should be cause for alarm. Schools reflect communities, and we need to heed the warning signs now. While we as educators can't solve this on our own, we stand ready to do our part." Meantime, district leaders at Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools will meet tomorrow to discuss school safety and security. We will share any decisions they make. Coming up at 5 tonight, a man with former gang ties tells us what can be done to protect kids and keep violence out of schools.
Broadway is coming to the Triad starting tonight when the cast of Wicked takes the stage. It's something residents and businesses have been looking forward to. WFNY News 2's Eric Chilton spoke with Zach Matheny about how the impact of having these Broadway shows will have for businesses.
Yeah, you know, so it's interesting now. You think about this from a broad standpoint, and yes, we've been waiting for this center, right, for a decade, and that is not a lie. It's literally been a decade. But the impact, it's one thing to have a 3,000 plus seat arena, which now we have, and it does add an element to downtown. But what I think a lot of people don't realize is the economic impact for surrounding areas and really for the city as a whole is way bigger than you would expect.
When Durham opened the Durham Performing Arts Center, the DPAC as we call it, they had about 4 restaurants downtown. Then it exploded to 54 restaurants downtown, which also, when you have that restaurant capacity, you've got the vibrancy, and it also helps the retail establishments as well. It was a huge growth, successful growth, just by opening their Performing Arts Center. All our restaurants are full. This is the opening night, it's the night we've all been waiting on, and they're booked throughout the whole time Wicked is here. And so if you want a reservation or you want to eat downtown, it's best you call first.
Yeah, it's interesting too because I spoke with a restaurant owner down here, and he said, you know, normally our folks come in 6 to 8. Some people like to eat later or whatever. Not anymore. Not since this is opened up. Now he says they're getting 5 o'clock reservations like you wouldn't believe, which is early in most cases. So you do, and Zach Matheny's right, you do have to call now to get this. I mean, Wicked runs through October 24th. So it's already having an impact, and it's just now starting.
Some exciting stuff happening out there. The Tanger Center has a stacked lineup for this Broadway season. Wicked is opening act from today through October 24th, and Beautiful, the Carole King musical, runs from November 9th through the 14th. The show must go on with Dear Evan Hansen. That's December 7th through the 12th. And Come From Away takes the stage shortly after. That's December 28th through January 2nd. For next year, we'll see Disney's The Lion King and Mean Girls. That will also take the stage.
Welcome to the Queen City, Stephon Gilmore. Any football fan knows the name and face. The former Defensive Player of the Year is now a Carolina Panther. How about that? Better yet, Gilmore is a Rock Hill native, so this trade also moves him closer to home. It's a win-win for the cornerback and the franchise, considering they just traded away a 2023 6th-round pick to New England for Gilmore. It's a big get for the franchise as they've been dealing with plenty of issues in the secondary, and Gilmore certainly will add a lot of depth when they desperately need it. The trade comes as no surprise to Coach Rule because the goal is to win and win now.
And this is the way Scott's wired. This is the only way I know, right? Like I don't want to sit around and wait to win. I also don't want to do things that jeopardize the future. You know, I don't want to take shortcuts. You know, I always look at everything as, you know, when it's involving draft picks, you know, draft capital versus the player. And so, you know, we have a good team right now, and you know, we're trying to become a really good team. We try to become a great team. We're just doing whatever we think is best in each situation. Hopefully it works out.
Yeah, hopefully it does. I have a good feeling it will. I mean, you can't. It doesn't hurt. The Panthers won this trade, clearly.
Absolutely can't hurt to ever add an All-Pro to your secondary, which was, as we know, a weakness due to injury. We got J.C. Horn out and expecting him to come back at the end of the year. Gilmore was battling with an injury earlier in the year, but expect him to be back within a couple weeks. So you get Horn back, you get Gilmore back, brought in Henderson off the trade.
Exactly.
I mean, they might have the best secondary in the league now.
You stole all the facts I was going to say, so we'll transition over to Chad now.
I'm just curious to see how this is going to impact the current players, to see whether, you know, there's now going to be a push for this position.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. I'm excited to see how he fits in with the secondary unit. We know CJ Henderson's still getting adjusted to the secondary and the game plan and everything like that, but I don't know what the Patriots are doing, trading away 6th-round pick 2023. The Panthers, of course. Thank you very much. We'll take them.
I'm telling you, when I saw the alert, I just couldn't quite understand how you could get a 6th-round pick for an All-Pro player. I understand this will be the last year of his deal, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be a free agent coming up. But I mean, still one of the best players in the league by far.
And if he plays well, which I think he will, maybe sign him to an extension. I know he's 31 years old,
right
but
from down the road.
Right from down the road. Have a nice steak with David Tepper. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Hey, Monique, what do you got?
Well, in my book, I wouldn't call it perfect weather. I mean, the cloud cover has been abundant across the Triad. As you can see at this time lapse of downtown Greensboro, clouds have been the main story, some of which have producing some light drizzles. Others have been producing very heavy rainfall. It's just been the nature of the day. When we take a look at our radar, we're seeing across Guilford County, things are dry now. But when you look west for Scythe County, Yadkin, zooming in a little bit closer, they're dealing with some spotty showers. I'm going to step out here so you can see what's going on in Yadkin and Wilkes County. Some heavy downpours, not seeing any lightning strikes with this. So no storms as of now, but just some very heavy rainfalls. And then some of that cloud cover not picking up on the radar, but is producing some drizzles out there. Here's a look at the rainfall for today that we've seen thus far. Much of it has been in western North Carolina. Elsewhere across the Triad have been fairly dry, but just a trace of rainfall. A lot of this off and on shower activity that we forecasted, we didn't expect for it to be complete washout. So that's going to be the case as we go through the next couple of days, your Thursday and even your Friday. Weekend, though, is trending drier. So Sunday looking like a better day as compared to Saturday. But as we start out next week, that humidity is expected to lower, in fact, but the temperatures will warm up to some upper 70s. Here's a look at the forecast through Thursday when we talk about rainfall totals, not significant amounts. And I've been holding out on that 7-day, but here you have it. You see, as we go into next week, we warm up, but the humidity lowers just slightly.
Everything these days is pumpkin spice. I Googled pumpkin spice and I got these selected images. In the quick search, I found pumpkin spam, cup of noodles, pumpkin spice pancakes, that's normal, not a big stretch. Also the Swiss Miss hot chocolate, not to mention hummus, I don't think that's necessary, and Cheerios, and of course there's a whole lot more. I like pumpkin spice in bakery items, not in the everyday. But like it or hate it, people, I don't think you can deny that it is the it flavor.
It is. It's the season flavor.
I'm kind of waiting for it to die out, right? Because it can't last forever.
But it's been a thing for a while now, Chad. It's been about 10 years now, right?
Okay, longer than that. So here's the thing. If I asked you how pumpkin spice got started, you would say?
Pumpkin seeds.
The pumpkin.
Making pumpkin pie.
Maybe candles?
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Yes, okay. So here we go. Starbucks. Of course, they started it all with the pumpkin spice latte, the PSL. CBS News caught up with the man who invented the PSL flavor.
He's wealthy.
We were asked, hey, can we come out with something for the fall? So we came up with 100 different ideas and whittled it down to 10. We had about 500 customers look at these 10 concepts. So we got back the results. Chocolate and caramel, oh yeah, I'll buy that for sure. Cinnamon, solid, pretty well. This is something that people don't know or are not aware of. Pumpkin spice latte never had a chance that it was going to get to prototype.
That's right, but then it did. So for 18 years, Jalen, the PSL has been around since 2003, more than 500 million of them sold. The original recipe, high in sugar, artificial flavors, and no real pumpkin.
Of course.
There's still no real pumpkin in the PSL. They've changed the things, okay? But is it really a surprise that in most pumpkin spice items there's no real pumpkin?
Not really. There's artificial flavors in everything. So.
Right. Okay, so here's the thing. Pumpkin spice is really the taste of all the spices you put into a pumpkin pie, but not pumpkin. You following me here?
I'm right with you.
Okay, so here we go. I found this tutorial on USA Today, how to make your own pumpkin spice so that you can put it in anything you want and you can make it a little less nutmeggy or gingery. Now, of course, you can buy pumpkin spice flavoring, but you've got all these things at home Basically, it's cinnamon and nutmeg and ginger, some cloves, allspice. There is no pumpkin in pumpkin spice. I have this story posted for you so you can get all the pumpkin spice made from home that you want. What are you going to put it on? Ice cream?
Lasagna. Trust me, I've done it before. It's really good.
Let's go to commercial.
No.
You gotta try it. Jalen, don't knock it till you try it.
Please close this down.
Pumpkin spice lasagna, folks.
Off. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
Flying is an easy, relaxing way to travel, especially when going long distances. But have you ever considered who's in the cockpit? Most times it's likely a male flying the plane, but one triad woman is changing that narrative. Meet a trailblazing female pilot.
You ready? Let's go.
May Kay Beeler, once a household name in the triad.
About 37 years ago, I had the opportunity to learn to fly for a TV assignment.
Beeler hosted a television show in the 80s called PM Magazine on WFMY News 2 and was offered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity she couldn't pass.
And I was just blessed beyond measure when the assignment came up. We want you, May Kay, to learn to fly.
She says Sally Ride, the first American woman in space, is her unofficial mentor. Beeler says when Sally Ride was flying into outer space, she was learning to fly a plane.
I was practicing for world aviation records when I was pregnant with my son.
And Beeler says aviation is in her son's DNA.
So he flew when I was pregnant with him for like up to 8 months, and I became a flight instructor at the time. And the FAA pilot examiner, when I passed that flight instructor certificate, they gave him a certificate too.
More than 30 years later, her son is now an air show pilot, an aerospace engineer.
Yeah, RJ's brilliant and better pilot than I'll ever be or his father will ever be, and we're grateful for that. That's evolution.
With men traditionally found in the cockpit, Beeler's mission is to bring more women into the field. In 2013, Beeler founded the Diva Flight Experience to inspire women to fly.
We put you in the cockpit of a real airplane at the flight controls flying an airplane. It's not a simulator. You're in the pilot's seat.
Beeler let me test the experience.
So this should all come alive here in a minute.
Ooh.
Just pull it back and the elevator goes up. And what happens is as it goes up, it displaces the air above it.
Beeler says this flight program is her way of flying it forward.
If a girl can see it, she can be it. And all it takes is for a young girl to see one woman who's a pilot to know it's possible.
That is awesome.
Yeah, May-Kay was awesome. It's really crazy. She was actually given a TV assignment to fly planes, learn how to fly. And then so, you know, anyone out there want to give me that opportunity?
I want that opportunity. I want to fly.
Or if it's, what other things could we do? Learn how to conduct a train? I don't know. I would do anything.
Right. Learn how to jump out of an airplane. Like you could be the tandem instructor of a skydiver.
Or learn how to love to do that. A zookeeper.
Ooh, I actually am going to the zoo. You knew that.
I did.
I'm going to the Greensboro Science Center, and I'm soon going to the North Carolina Zoo.
Okay.
I haven't been to any of these things. That's the awesome thing about this opportunity. I get to actually learn about things, but also see the things I have yet to see in Greensboro.
And you're really finding your groove. And it must be so inspirational for you to, you know, you're doing the story, but to actually see so many of these women in power.
And they're beautiful women. And I mean that from the inside out. Like May-Kay was a truly beautiful woman. From the moment I met her, she was just so kind-hearted, wanting to really show me these things because she's passionate about flying.
Well, I love these Mo on the Go packages. They're so inspiring, and I can't wait to see the next one.
I can't wait to see it either.
We'll be right back.
Hello, checking the mic, mic in the check. We are in the lobby now, people. Please, let me know so I can do it with you. What? Who's there? Who's there? Old lady who? Old lady who? You're horrible. I knew that was coming. It's supposed to be little old lady. Little old lady who?
It is almost time. We're counting down the hours until the curtain raises on Wicked in Greensboro. I'm so excited. I wore my green tie just in honor of Wicked.
I should have wore a green dress to match you, but I feel like we've been talking about this for weeks now. We're so excited that we even sent Eric Chilton out to give us the rundown.
So I want to say this. First of all, we have to wear the mask because they allowed us inside. I'm going to venture out. I think we are the first live broadcast from inside the Tanger. I'm going to say that, not confirmed, but I think that may be the case. It is beautiful here. I mean, the lobby is just fabulous. They have art that hangs from the ceiling. Eventually, we're going to tell that story too on the 4 to 5 because that's an incredible story in and of itself. It's just a beautiful area. You see the merch table over here, so you can buy all the Wicked stuff that you want. Everybody's lining up and they're so excited. People have been coming to the door just trying to figure out how to get in to get their tickets because we don't know yet, right? It's the first go around for a lot of these folks. So excited. You can just feel the excitement with the staff. When I spoke with some of the staff members, they're all excited. They're just all smiles. They say, this is so unique. This is so different for us. The show itself, we can't say enough about that. If you're going to open, you need to open big, and this is the way to do it. Wicked, as we've told you before, 33 Tonys, 64 nominations. It's incredible. The level, the quality of performers that you're going to get with a center like the Tanger Center is like no other. There is no longer driving to DPAC for us. We have it right here in downtown Greensboro. Curtain opens at 7:30 tonight, and we hear there are still a few tickets left.
Alrighty then, I want to jump right into that future cast so you can see weather conditions for the next couple of hours. Mostly cloudy skies is the main story. Western North Carolina dealing with greater shower and even storm potential activity. Elsewhere, things are staying fairly quiet and dry, but again, that cloud cover is going to just continue. Not going to be a bright sunny evening or getting to see even a nice sunset across the area. Thursday, way more abundant cloud cover, scattered showers as you see on there. Here's a look at that full 7-day for one last time for this 4 p.m. hour.
And a green light for a new at-home coronavirus test is under.
Hello, this is a mic check.
Week. Hey there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina.
Cali, Cali, popular one.
Is that correct?
I've gone to the movies, but that's like a little different.
Mic check 1 2.
Yes, yeah. I think it's just like a hurdle I'll have to get over. And 9 to 5. Oh yeah. Sorry. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. How are you? It's the 5 o'clock newscast. Oh, no worries.
This is a very big day, a day nearly a decade in the making. Opening night of the first Broadway show at the Tanger Center in downtown Greensboro. For as long as I can remember, we have been hearing about the Tanger Center and what it would bring to the city and surrounding area. We first learned about the plans back in 2012. We saw the artist's renderings, heard about the possible performances, and marveled at the thought something so grand could be a fixture in downtown Greensboro. Then came the delays. There was a groundbreaking in 2017, but a few weeks later, contract negotiations broke down between the construction company and Tanger Center developers. The project was delayed a few months so they could find a new contractor. Fast forward a couple years to early 2020. Construction is complete and Josh Groban is announced as the opening act. Just days before he was set to hit the stage, coronavirus shut it all down. We'd have to wait more than a year to finally see that first act. Now here we are on opening night of the first Broadway show. The Tanger Center cost tens of millions of dollars to build, and there's been plenty of hype around it. After nearly a decade of planning, construction, and delays, it is finally here. So go buy your tickets, enjoy a show, any show, and know that we have earned this moment. That's just my 2 cents. And your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
One triad student killed at school, guns found on several campuses, threats forcing school lockdowns. When will we find solutions?
It's something both Guilford County Schools and Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools continue to wrap their heads around this